Swallow! Miss Swallow! Oh, it's cold. Oh, it surely does look nice. Oh! How stupid of Jazz. Gosh! Molly? Molly! Molly, where are you? Didn't go to work. Oh, really? You are? Oh, you're freezing. I've just come in. Why? Where have you been? Surely you've not been in this weather. I had to go down to the village for some stuff I've forgotten. Oh, did you get the chicken dancing? No, it wasn't the right kind. I went on to another them, but it wasn't any good either. Yeah, practically a whole day wasted. My God, I'm half frozen. Car was skidding like anything. The snow is coming down thick. Why are you wearing a snorkel? Oh, I do hope not. Well, if only the pipes don't freeze. Yeah, we'll have to keep the central heating all stocked up. Not too good. I wish they extend the cork along, but it's not going to be too much. I do so want everything to go well. First impressions are so important. The coffee, have you? Are you sorry now we didn't sell place when I left it to you? Oh, instead of having these mad ideas running as a guest house? No, I love it. Oh, and speaking of guest house, just look at that. Pretty good. Wow. It's a disaster, don't you see? You've left out the S. Monkwell instead of Monkswell. Oh, good, so I did. However, did I come to do that? Oh, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Monkwell is. That's good a name. Disgrace. Let's look at the central heating. Oh, across that icy yard. Should I rank it up for the night now? Oh, no, you don't do that until 10 or 11 at night. How appalling. Someone may arrive at any moment. Hurry up. Have you got all the rooms walked up? Oh, yes. Mrs. Boyle from four-person room. Major Metcalf, East room. Mrs. Boyle, Miss Caswell, blue room. Mr. Wren, oak room. I wonder what these people would be like. What do we have got rented out of us? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, rather max at this game. They were luggage. If they don't pay, we'll just hang on their luggage. I can't help thinking we might have taken a correspondence course in hotel keeping. We're sure to get hot in some way. Their luggage might be just bricks wrapped in newspaper, and where should we be then? They all wrote from very good addresses. That's what Savin Smith forged references to. Some of these people may be criminals hiding from the police. I don't care who they are as long as they pay us 7 gigs a week. You're such a wonderful woman of business, Molly. How do you do?
Thanks so much. Weather is simply awful. My taxi gave up at your gate. Wouldn't attempt to drive. No sporting instinct. Are you Mr. Lawson? How delightful. My name's Rand.
How do you do, Mr. Rand?
You're not all as I pictured you. I've been thinking of you as a retired general's widow in your army. I thought you'd be terrifically grim and Mazahibish, and that the whole place would be simply from the barest brass, but instead it's heavily, quite heavily, lovely proportions. Oh, that's a fake. But this table is genuine. Oh, I'm simply gonna love this place. Oh, have you got any wax flowers or birds of paradise?
I'm afraid not.
What a pity. Well, what about sideboard? Purple, plummy, mahogany sideboard with great solid conference on it?
Yes, we have one in dining room.
In here?
Yes.
Oh, I must see it.
Do come and water yourself.
Oh, absolutely perfect. Real better of respectability. But why do you go with the center mahogany table? Little table just spoil the effect.
I thought the guests would like them. Oh, this is my husband.
How do you do? Terrible weather, isn't it? Takes one back to Dickens and Scrooge and that irritating Tiny Tim. Oh, so bogus. Of course, Mrs. Wilson, you're absolutely right about little things. I was just being carried away by my feeling for period. But if you did have the banging mahogany tables, you have to have the right family around it. Stern, handsome father with a beard. Prolific with his mother. 11 children of solid ages, a grim governess, and somebody called Poor Harriet, the poor relation who acts as a general of Doc's body, and is very, very grateful for being given a good home.
I'll take a suitcase of this. Yes.
Oh, I do hope there's gonna be more post of the little change bosses. I don't believe your husband is going to like me. How long have we been married? I very much in love.
Oh, we married just near. I'll go up to see a room.
Ticked off. Oh, but I do so like knowing all about people. I mean, I think people are so madly interesting, don't you?
Some are and some are not.
Oh, no, I don't agree. They're all interesting because you never really know what anyone's like or what they're really thinking. For instance, you don't know what I'm thinking about, do you?
Not in the least.
Cigarette? Nothing. See? The only people who really know what anyone's like are artists. They don't know what they know it. but they're portrait painters. It comes out on the canvas.
Are you a painter?
No. I'm an artist. My parents, baptized me Christopher in the hope that I would be an artist. Christopher Red. As good as happy at home. But actually, of course, everyone laughs about it and makes jokes about St. Paul's. However, who knows? I may get the last laugh. Chris Red's prefab nest made to go down in history. Now, I'm like here, and I find your wife most sympathetic.
Indeed.
Really, very good.
Don't be absurd.
There. Isn't that like an English woman? Compliments always embarrass them. I mean, European women take compliments as a matter of course, but English women have all the families be crushed out of them by their husbands. There's something very boorish about English husbands.
Would you like to come up this your room?
Oh, shall I?
Can you start up the hall of the boiler?
Right.
This is Mousetrap, I presume.
Yes.
I am Mrs. Boyle.
I am Giles Rossman. Come into the fire, Mrs. Boyle, and get warm. Awful weather, isn't it? Is this your only luggage?
Monsieur Metcalf, is it? It seemed to it.
I'll leave the door for him.
The taxi room is coming out to drive. It stops at the gate. So we have to shut taxi from the station. And there was great difficulty in getting that. Nothing other to me, it seems.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Boyle. We didn't know what train would be coming by. You see, others, of course, I don't have seen if someone was standing by.
All trains should have been met.
Let me take your coat. My wife will be down in a moment. I'll just go along and give Agatha a hand with the bags.
The drive might at least have been close snow. Most of the time, casual, I must say.
I'm sorry, guy. Yes, I'm
You are very young.
young.
To be running establishment all this time, you can have as much experience.
It has to be a beginning for everyone.
I see. Quite inexperienced. An old house. I hope you're having a dry up.
Certainly not.
Our people don't know they have got dry up until it's too late to do anything about it.
The house is in perfect condition.
It could do with a coat of paint. Oh, you know, you've got warm in this oak.
This way, Richard. This is my wife. I'm with you.
Absolute blizzard outside. Thought that one time we should make it. Oh, I beg your pardon. If it goes on like this, I should say we'll have 5 or 6 feet of snow by morning. Not seen anything like it since I was on leave in 1940.
I'll take this out. Which room did you say? Blue room and the rose room.
No. I put Mr. Rand in the rose room. He liked the 4 buses so much. So it's Mrs. Boyle in the oak room and Major McDuff in the blue room.
Major! Sir!
Do you have a servant people here?
We have a quite good local woman who comes in from the village.
One with your staff?
No Indo staff, just us.
Indeed. I understood this was a guest house in full running order.
We're only just starting this place.
I would have said that the proper start of the servants was essential before opening this kind of establishment. I consider your advertisement was most misleading. May I ask if I'm audience with Major Metcalf, that is?
No, there's several here.
This weather too. Appreciated. No less. All very unfortunate.
But we couldn't very well foresee the weather. The north wind of snow and it will bring snow and what will the robin do damn poor thing. I don't lose it like, don't you? Always so tragic and macabre. Oh, that's what you didn't like them. May I introduce Mr. Ram, Mrs. Boyle.
How do you do?
This is a very good house, don't you think so?
I have come to time of life when the amenities of an establishment are more important than its appearance. If I hadn't feared this was a running concern, I should have never come here. I understand. This was truly equipped with every home comfort.
There is no obligation to remain here if you're not satisfied, Mrs. Boyle.
No, indeed. I shouldn't think of doing so.
No, really. I could ring up for the taxi to return the roads and not a block. I've had so many applications for rooms that we shall be able to clear a place quite easily. In any case, raising our terms 6 months.
I'm certainly not going to leave before I have tried what the price is like. You need to see you can tell me out now. Perhaps we'll take him to my bedroom, Mr. Rustin.
Yes, of course, Mrs. Boyle. Oh, this is a very horrible woman. I don't like her at all. I was still seeing you turn around in the snow, suffer, right?
It's a pleasure. I've got the 4 go, I'm afraid. Laura, there's another of them. Come in, come in.
Afraid my car's blocked about a quarter mile down the road. Mine's adrift.
Let me take this. Any more stuff in the car?
No. I travel light. Glad to see you got a good fire.
Mr. and Miss.
Casewalk.
I'll be down in a moment.
No hurry. Looks as though you're going to be snowed up here. Weather forecast says to be full as expected, water's warmed, etc. Hope you got plenty of provisions in.
Oh, yes, my wife is an excellent manager. Anyway, we can always eat our hands.
Before we start eating each other.
Any news in the paper apart from the weather?
Usual political crisis. Oh yes, and rather juicy one.
Murder! Oh, I like murder.
The They seem to think it was a homicidal maniac strangled the woman somewhere near Paddington. Since maniac, I suppose.
Oh, doesn't say much, does it? The police are anxious to interview a man in the vicinity of Calvo Street at the time. Medium height, wearing darkish overcoat, lightish scarf, and sun-filled hat. The police message to this effect have been broadcast throughout the day.
Useful description. Fit pretty well in all that.
When he said that the police are anxious to interview someone, is that a polite way of hinting that he's a murderer?
Could be.
Who was the woman who was murdered?
Mrs. Lyon, Mrs. Maury Lyon.
Is she young or old?
It doesn't say. It doesn't seem to have a robbery.
I told you. Sex maniac.
Oh, here's Miss Case Molly. My wife.
How do you do?
It's an awful night. Would you like to come to your room? The water's hot if you'd like to take a bath.
You're right, I would.
Oh, Peter the corner sat in the corner, eats Christmas pie. Oh, he put in his tongue and pulled out some fun and said, "What a good boy am I!"
I must hurry out to the kitchen and get on with things. Asian makeup is really nice. I think you'll be alright. It's Mrs. Blue who really friends me. We must have a nice dinner. I was thinking of opening 2 tins of minced beef and 2 figs, and then opening 2 tins of peas, and then there's 2 figs and custard. Do you think they'll be alright?
Oh yeah, I should think so. Not very.
Oh, do let me help. I adore cooking. Why do you know that? You've eggs, haven't you?
Yes, we've got lots of eggs. We keep lots of fowls. They don't lay as well as they should, but yes, we've got lots of eggs.
and if you got a bottle of cheap, any type of wine, and you can add it to the minced beef and cereal, did you say? Give it a continental flavor. Show me what the kitchen is and what you're gonna dare say I should have an inspiration.
Come on.
I dare say I should have an inspiration. What a disgusting young man.
Isn't he sweet? He's putting an apron on and he's starting to put things together. He says leave it all to him and then go back for half an hour. If I guess wants to cook for himself, it'll save us a lot of trouble.
Why on earth did you give him the best room?
I told you, like the 4-person.
Oh, he liked the pretty 4-poster. What
else?
I've got no use for that kind. You didn't handle his suitcase. I did.
And it got bricks in it.
No, it was no weight at all. If you ask me, there's nothing inside it. He's probably one of those young men who go about bilking hotel
I
keepers.
do believe it, so I like him. I think Miss Kiss was rather peculiar, didn't you think?
Yeah, terrible female. If she is a female.
Seems pretty hard that all our guests are either unpleasant or odd. Well, I think, anyway, Major Metcalf's alright, don't you think?
Probably dreams.
What do you think, sir?
No, I don't. Are we just being rather depressed? Well, at any rate, we know the worst now. They'll all arrived.
Who can that be?
Oh, probably the Culver Street murderer. Oh,
That importance, I am. Where am I?
this is going to amount of insult.
This porch. What an asset prayer. A guest house and charming hostess. My Rolls-Royce Alice has run this snow drift, riding snow everywhere. I do not know where I am. Perhaps I think to myself, I shall freeze to death. And then I take a little bag, I stagger through the snow. I see before me a big iron gate, a habitation. I'm saved. Twice I avoided the snow as I completely drive, but at last I arrive and immediately despair turns to joy. Oh, you can eat a room, yes?
Yeah, it's a rather small one, I'm afraid.
Not sure. You have other guests.
Yes, we've only opened this place as a guest house today, so we're rather new at it.
Charming.
What about your luggage?
That's of no consequence. I have locked good security.
Well, wouldn't it be better to get it in?
No. I can assure you on such a nasties. There will be no thieves abroad. And for me, my wants are very simple. I have one in here, in this little bag. Yes, all that I need.
You better get thoroughly warm. I'll see about your room. It's a rather small one because it faces north, but all the others are occupied.
You have several guests?
Yes, there's Mrs. Boyle, and Mrs. Caswell, and Mitch Metcalf, and a young man called Christopher Rand. And now you.
Yes, the unexpected guest. The guest that you did not invite. The guest who just are from nowhere, out of the storm. It sounds quite dramatic, does it not? Who am I? You don't know. Where did I come from? You don't know. Me, I am a man of mystery. But now, I tell you this, I complete the picture. From now on, there will be no more arrivals, and no departures either. By tomorrow, perhaps even already, we are cut off from civilization. No butcher, no baker, no milkman, no postman, no daily papers, nobody, nothing but ourselves. That is admirable. It could not see me better. Oh, my name, by the way, is Parmigiani. Mr. and Mrs. Rustin, and this is Matsuo Mana Guest House. You said? Good. Matsuo Mana Guest House. Perfect.
You most dishonest and have told me they were already just started in this place.
Well, everything's got to have a beginning, you know? Excellent breakfast this morning, good coffee, scrambled eggs, homemade marmalade, and all nicely served too. Little woman does it herself.
Amateurs. That should be a proper stuff.
Excellent lunch too.
Corned beef.
A very well disguised corned beef. Red wine in it. Oh, Mrs. Roston promised to make a pie for us tonight.
These reviews are not very hot. I shall speak about it.
Very comfortable beds too. At least mine was how you was with too.
It was quite adequate. I don't quite see what best bedroom should have been given to that very peculiar young man.
Got here ahead of us. First come, first served.
From the advertisement, I got quite a different impression of what this place would be like. A comfortable writing room and much larger place or with bridge and other amenities.
Regular old tubby's delight.
I beg your pardon?
I mean, yes, I quite see what you mean.
No, indeed. I shouldn't think of doing this.
No. You speak it wrong.
Really, that is peculiar young man. Unfortunately, I should wonder.
Think he's escaped from a lunatic asylum?
I should be at all surprised.
Yes? Can you shovel the snow away again from the back door?
Coming! I'll give a hand. What? Good exercise. Must have exercise. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. Yeah, you are a good young woman. Don't say anything about the whole suit. Carrying the copper super students of the whole. And they break the stairs.
Oh, yes. Nice stairs. Very convenient if there's a fire.
Then, what are you then? Anyway, all the housework should have been done in the morning before lunch.
I gather our hostess how to cook the lunch.
Obey harpers and amateurs. That should be proper stuff.
Not very easy to get noticed, is it?
No, indeed. The workers seem to have no idea of their responsibilities.
For all lower classes, Got the bet between their teeth, haven't they?
I guess you're a socialist.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'm not a lad, just pale pink. But I don't take much interest in politics. Are you a boy?
I suppose conditions are not easy after all.
I didn't have to cook and clean, as I gather most of the people have to in this country.
This country has been sadly downhill. Not like this city. I sold my house last year. Everything was too difficult.
Hotels and guest houses are easier.
There certainly solves someone's problems. Are you going home?
Depends. I've got some business to see to. When it's done, I shall go back.
To France?
No?
Italy?
No?
Would you mind not having that on quite so loud? I always find it very rather distracting when one's trying to write reviews.
Do you?
If you don't practically want to listen just now,
It's my favorite music. Now there's a writing table in there.
I know that it's much warmer here.
Much warmer. I agree. You bloody old bitch.
Oh,
Hello?
wherever I go, that woman seems to hunt me down. Then she glares at me, positively glares.
Bernie's out of bed.
Is that alright?
Oh yes? It's his purpose.
Oh, what purpose?
Tactics, boy.
Oh, you mean her?
She depends on the best chair. I've got it now.
Oh, so you drove her out. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I don't like her a bit. Hey, let's think of things we can do to annoy her, shall we? Oh, we should avoid from here.
And this? The hope.
But when the snow melts?
When the snow melts, all things may happen.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true. Snow's rather lovely, isn't it? So peaceful and pure and makes one forget things.
It doesn't make me forget.
Oh, how fierce you sound.
I was thinking.
What sort of thinking?
Ice on a bedroom jug, chilblains, raw and bleeding. One thin black blanket, a child, shivering with cold and fear.
Oh, my dear, it sounds too grim. Or is it a novel?
You didn't know I was a writer, did you?
Are you?
Sorry to disappoint you, actually I'm not.
Yes? Yes, this is Mousetrap guest house. Yes, I'm afraid Mr. Rosser can't come to the telephone just now. This is Mrs. Rosser speaking. Who? The Berkshire Police? Oh, yes, Superintendent Hogman. I'm afraid that's impossible. We're snowed up. Completely snowed up. The roads are impassable. Nothing can get through, and this, and yes, this. Hello? Hello?
Polly, do you know where there's another spade?
Giles, the police have just run up.
Trouble with police, eh? Serving liquor without a license?
Sending out a sergeant or something.
Oh, but he will never get here.
That's what I told them, but they're pretty confident that he would.
Oh, nonsense. Even a jeep couldn't get through in this. Well, anyway, what's it
I
about?
don't know, I asked, but he wouldn't tell. Just to listen to what Sergeant Trotter, I think it was, to say, and follow his instructions implicitly. Don't you think it's extraordinary?
Oh, what on earth do you think we've done?
Do you think it's those nylons with the gloves at?
I did remember to get the wireless license, didn't I?
Yes, it's vacation dress, sir.
I had rather an issue with the car the other day, but it was entirely
You must have done something.
Probably something to do with running this place. I expect we've ignored some team part relations, some ministry or other. You practically cannot avoid it nowadays.
Do hope no, we haven't started this place. We're gonna be snowed up here and everyone's cross, and we're gonna go through the reservation of tins and.
Cheer up, darling. Everything's going all right at the moment. I filled up all the coal scuttles and brought in the wood and stoked the egg and done hens. I will go and do the bottlenecks and chop some. Oh, you know. Come to think of it, it must be something really serious to send a police search in all this. It must be something really emotional.
Oh, there you misunderstood. There is no sector here in the library. Practically stone cold.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Boyle. We're a bit short of coal.
I'm paying 7 guineas a week here. 7 guineas. I do not want to freeze.
I will go and sort it out.
Mr. Rustin, if you don't mind my saying so, there is a very peculiar young man you have staying here. His manners and his ties. And does he ever perceive his appearance?
He's an extremely brilliant young
I
architect.
beg your pardon.
Christopher Wren is an architect.
My dear young woman, I have naturally hard to sacrifice for him. Of course, he's an architect. He will St. Paul's. You people seem to think no one is educated about yourselves.
No, I meant this one. His name is Christopher. His parents named so because they hoped that he would be an architect. And he is, or nearly one. So it turned out alright.
That sounds official story to me. I should make some inquiries about him if I were you. What do you know about him?
Just as much as knows you, Mrs. Boyle. That you're both paying us 7 guineas a week. And that's all I need to know, isn't it? And all that concerns me. It doesn't whether like me guess whether I don't.
You're young and inexperienced and should welcome advice from someone more knowledgeable than yourself. Anyway, what was the for you?
What about him?
You weren't expecting him, right?
Turning away a bond full of travel is against the law, Mrs. Boyle. You also know that.
Why do you say that?
Weren't you a magistrate sitting on the bench, Mrs. Boyle?
All I say is that this paradigm, or whatever he calls himself, seems to
Be weird, really. Speaking of the devil, there he is.
I didn't hear you, homie.
I'm giving a tiptoe. Like this. Nobody even hears me if I do not want it. I find that very amusing.
Indeed.
Now, there was a young lady.
Well, I must always measure this. I'll see if it's much warmer in the drawing room.
My charming hostess looked upset. What is it, dear lady?
Everyone's very difficult this morning. Because of the snow.
Yes, snow makes things difficult. There's no, or else it makes them easy. Yes, very easy.
I don't know what you mean.
No, there's a corridor you don't know. I think for one thing, you don't know very much about running the guest house.
Dare say we don't, but we had to make a go of it.
Bravo! Bravo!
Not such a very bad cook.
You're without an enchanting cook. May I give you a little word warning, Mrs. Rustin? You and your husband must not be too trusting, you know? Have you references with this case of yours?
Is the usual? I thought people just came.
It is advisable to know a little about people who sleep under your roof. Take, for example, myself. I turned out saying that my car is overturned in a snowdrift. But what do you know of me? Nothing at all. I may be a thief, a robber, a fugitive from justice, a madman, or even a murderer.
Oh.
You see, and perhaps you know just as little as you guessed.
But as far as Mrs. Boyle goes,
The drawing room is far too cold sitting. I shall write my letters in here.
Allow me to go fire for you.
Mrs. Croston, is anything about? I'm afraid the pipes will be the dancing clock.
from? On an awful tough day. First the police and then the pipes.
Police, did you say?
Yes. It just went up and they sent a surgeon here, but I think they never get here.
Oh, the ruddy cokes mourn have storms and price. Lord, is anything the matter?
Hear the police on their way here. But why?
Oh, yeah, there's no problem. No one can get through in this. Why? The dress must be 5 feet deep. The walls are all banked up. Nobody will get kids there. Excuse me, Mr. Procaccini, may I put these down?
I'm Mr. Ross.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Detective Sergeant Proctor, Bachelor Place. Can I get Caesar and Sergeant from there?
Go around that way to the front door. I'll meet you.
Thank you, sir.
I suppose that's what we pay our principals for nowadays, to go around enjoying themselves outrageous sports.
Why did you stand for the police, Mrs. Roston?
But it didn't.
Hey, who's that man? Where did he come from? He passed the driver window skis. All over snow, looking terribly hurried.
If you believe it or not, but the man is a policeman. A policeman stealing.
This is Detective Sergeant Trotter.
Good afternoon.
You can be a servant. You're too young.
I'm not getting anything to do, madam.
But terribly hurried.
We will store your skis under the stairs.
Excuse me, Mrs. Roston, may I use your telephone?
Excuse me, Mr. Rebecca.
He's very attractive, don't you think so? I always think that postmen are very attractive.
No brains. You can see that across.
Hello? Hello? Mrs. Roston, this telephone's dead. Quite dead. But it was right about half an hour ago. The line's moving with the rate of the snow, I suppose.
So, we're quite cut off now. Quite cut off. Oh, that's funny, isn't it?
I didn't see anything to laugh at.
No, indeed.
It's a private joke of my own. Shh, the sleuth is returning.
Now, can I get to the business stars and Mrs. Johnson?
Do you want to see us alone? If so, we can go into the library.
It's not necessary, sir. It will save time if everyone's present.
Why was it? Oh, I beg your pardon.
Do hurry up and tell us, what have we done?
Done? Oh, it's not good that way, Mr. Rawson. It's something different. It's a matter of police protection, if you understand.
Police protection?
Yes. In the next, so that's what Mrs. Ryan. Mrs. Maureen Lyle at 24 Carver Street, London, West Dude, who was murdered yesterday, the 15th instance. You may have heard about the case?
Yes, I heard it on the wireless. The woman who was strangled?
That's right, ma'am. The first thing I want to know is that if you're acquainted with this Mrs. Ryan,
No, never heard of her.
you may not know her the name Ryan. Ryan was her real name. She had a police record and her fingerprints are on file, so we were able to identify her with a pixel. Her real name was Molly Stanley, and her husband was a farmer, John Stanley, who decided at Longreach Farm, not very far from here.
Longreach Farm? What's the word? Children
Yes,
was
sir.
killed.
The Longreach Farm case.
3 children.
That's right, miss. The coordinates. 2 boys and a girl brought before the court as in need of care and protection. A home was found for them with Mr. and Mrs. Stanley along this farm. One of the children subsequently died as a result of criminal neglect and persistent treatment. Case made a bit of a sensation at the time.
Yes, it was horrible.
The Stanleys were sentenced by the terms of imprisonment. Stanley died in prison. But Mrs. Stanley served her sentence and was duly released. And yesterday, as I say, she was found strangled at 24 Carver Street.
So, who did it?
I'm coming to that, madam. A notebook was found near the scene of the crime. In that notebook was written 2 addresses. One was 24 Carver Street, and the other was Monzo Manor.
Oh, what?
Yes, that's why Superintendent Hogman, on receiving this information from Scotland Yard, thought it imperative for me to come out here and find out if you knew any connection between this house or anyone in this house and the Longridge farm case.
No, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. It must be a coincidence.
Superintendent Hogman doesn't think it is a coincidence, sir. He did have come said that if it had been in any way possible, under the weather condition, and as I can see, he sent me with instructions to get full particulars of everyone in this house to report back to my phone and to take one measure I thought to take the ensure the safety of the household.
Safety? Oh, what danger does he think we're in? Good Lord, he's not suggesting that somebody's going to be killed here.
I don't want to frustrate any of the ladies, but frankly, yes, that is the idea.
Oh, but why?
That's why I'm here to find out.
But the whole thing's crazy.
Yes, it's because it's crazy that it's dangerous.
Nonsense.
I must say it seems a bit far-fetched.
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
Is there anything you haven't told us, Sergeant?
Yes. Below the two addresses was written 3 brand mice. And the dead woman's body was a paper with this is a house written on it. And below was a drawing of Nancy drawing 3 brand mice and about music. The music was a tune of 3 brand mice. You know how it goes. 3 brand mice.
See how they run. They all run after the farmer's wife. It's horrible.
There are 3 children and 1 died?
Yes, the youngest, a boy with 11.
What happened to the other 2?
The girl was adopted by someone. We haven't been able to trace her present whereabouts. The elder boy, now about 22, deserted from the army and was not harmed since. According to the army psychologist, was definitely schizophrenic. I mean, clearly had that to say.
So they think that it was he who killed Mrs. Stanning?
Yes,
He was going to turn up here and try to kill one of us, but why?
that's what I got to find out from you. As the superintendent Hawkins sees it, there must be some connection. Now you say, sir, that you yourself have never had any connection with the Longridge farm case.
No.
The same goes for you, Mr. Robson.
No, I mean, no connection.
What about servants?
We've got no servants. But that reminds me, Surgeon. If I went up to the kitchen, I'll be there if you want me.
Let's go alright, Mr. Robson. Now, can I have all your name, please?
This is quite ridiculous. We are men staying in a kind of hotel. We only arrived yesterday. Nothing to do with such risk.
But you plan to come here in advance, though. You will here ahead.
Well, yes. Except, Mr.
Parvitini, my car overturned in a snowdrift.
I see. What I'm getting at is that anyone who's been following might know very well that you are coming here. And now, there's one thing I want to know. And I want to know it quick. Which one of you is it that has some connection with the Longridge farm case? You're not being sensible. One of you is in danger. A deadly danger. I've got to know which one that is. Alright, ask one by one. You, Master, since you seem to have here more or less by accident, Mr. Harvey.
Hello, Parvitini, but my dear inspector, I know nothing, but nothing of what you have been talking about. I am a stranger in this country, so I know nothing of these local affairs of bygone years.
Mrs.?
Oil. I don't see. Really, I consider it an impertinence. Why else should I have anything to do with such distressing business?
Miss?
Casewell. Leslie Casewell. I never heard of Longridge Farm and I know nothing of it.
You, sir?
Metcalf. Major. Read about the case in the papers at the time. I was stationed at Edinburgh then. No personal knowledge. And you?
Oh, my name's Christopher Rand. I was a mere child at the time, so I don't remember even hearing about it.
Is that all you have to say? Any of you? Well, if Monday we get murdered, you have yourself to blame. Now then, Mr. Austin, can I have a look around the house?
My dears, how could you manage? He's very attractive, isn't he? Oh, I do admire the police. So stern and hard-boiled. Who are the hero of this whole business? 3 blind mice. How did the tune go?
Yeah, you missed all that.
Oh, don't you like it? But it's a signature tune. The signature murder. I was just fancy what a kick you must be getting out of it.
Loudness, I don't feel what wait.
But just wait, Mrs. Boyle. Till I creep up behind you, and you feel my hands on your thumb.
Now do, Christopher. It is a poor joke anyway. In fact, it is not a joke at all.
Oh, but it is. That's just what it is, a madman joke. That's just to make it so deliciously macabre. Oh, if you could just see your faces.
A singularly admired and music young man.
Who's jealous? Taking a replacement or conducted from the house.
Your friend, the architect, has been behaving in a most abnormal manner.
Young fellows seem nervy nowadays. Do you see you grow a bit?
Nervous? I know persons with people who say I'm nervous. I haven't been nervous.
No. Perhaps that's just as well for you, Mrs. Boyle.
What do you mean?
I think you were actually one of the magistrates on the bench at the time. In fact, you're responsible for sending those 3 children to Longleat Farm.
David, Major Metcalf, I can hardly be responsible. We have reports from workers. So farm people seem to be very nice and most anxious to have the children. It seems most satisfactory. Eggs and first milk and healthy outdoors life.
Kicks, blows, starvation, and a thoroughly vicious couple.
But how was I to know? They are very civilly spoken.
It's those rights. It was you.
One tries to do public duty. One just is abuse.
Oh, you must forgive me. But indeed, I found all this most amusing. I enjoy myself greatly.
I never did like that man.
Where did he come from last night?
I don't know.
Looks a bit of spin to me. Makes his face up too. Rouge and powder. Disgusting. He must be quite old too.
He skips about and he's quite young. You'll be wanting more wood. I'll get it.
It's almost dark in here. It's only 4 in the afternoon. I'll turn the lights on.
That's better.
No, where did I my pen?
We're a little too late.
Don't you like it? Reminds you of your childhood, perhaps unhappy childhood?
I was happy as a child.
You're lucky.
Were you happy?
No?
I'm sorry.
But well, that's a long time ago. Long it's over things.
I suppose so.
Or doesn't one then hard to say?
They say that what happens to you in childhood affects you more than anything else.
They say who says?
Psychologists?
Oh, handbook. Just a damn lot of nonsense. I've no use for a psychologist or psychiatrist.
I've never really had much to do with them.
A good thing for you haven't. It's a lot of food, the whole thing. Life is what you make of it. Go straight ahead. Don't look back.
One can always help looking back.
Nonsense. It's a question of willpower.
Perhaps.
I know.
I expect you're right, but sometimes things happen to you to make you remember.
Don't give in. Turn your back on them.
Is that really the right way, I wonder? Perhaps it's all wrong. Perhaps one really ought to face them.
Depends what you're talking about.
Sometimes I don't know what I am talking about.
Nothing from the past is going to affect me, except in the way I want to.
Well, everything's alright, sis. What's in here? The drawing room?
Would you mind shutting that door? This place is full of dogs.
Sorry, ma'am, I've got to get the lights on.
Oh, Molly, what is all this?
Well, that completes the tour. I think I'll make my report back to the superintendent husband.
We can't telephone. The line's dead.
What? Since when?
Major Metcalf tried it soon after it arrives.
But it was alright earlier. Superintendent husband got here alright.
Oh, it's being caught. It's supposed to snow.
I wonder. He may have been caught.
Caught? Oh, but who could cut it?
Well, Mr. Austin, just how much do you know about these people who are staying in your guest house?
Well, we really don't anything about them. This is Boyle from the Bournemouth Hotel. Major Metcalf from address in Leamington. Rand from Hampstead. The caseful woman from a private hotel in Kensington. Parapicini, as we've told you, turned out of the blue this night. Still, I suppose they all got ration books, that sort of thing.
I sure won't do that, of course. But there's not much reliance to be placed on that sort of evidence.
Well, even if this murder is trying to kill us, one of us, we're quite safe now because of snow. No one can get through.
Unless he's here already.
Oh, here already?
Well, why not? All these people arrived yesterday evening, some hours after the murder of Mrs. Stanley. Plenty of time to get here.
Oh, but except for Mr. Propiccini, they all booked beforehand.
Well, why not? All these crimes are planned.
Crimes? Oh, there's only been one crime in Coventry. Why are we so sure there'll be another here?
That it'll be happening here. I mean, I do hope to prevent that. It'll be attempted, yes.
I can't believe it. It's so fantastic.
It's not fantastic, it's just fact.
Do you have this description of what this man looked like in London?
Yeah. Medium height, indeterminate build. Darkish overcoat, soft felt hat, face hidden by a muffler. Spoke in a whisper. There are 3 darkish overcoats hanging in the hall. One of them is yours, Mr. Austin. There are 3 soft felt hats.
I still can't believe it.
See? It's that terrible wire that worries me. It's been caught.
I must go and get on with the vegetables.
Is there an extension?
I beg your pardon. Did you say something?
Yes. Is there an extension?
Yes, I've been adventurous.
Go ahead and try for me, please.
Left this window open. it's you. I don't find any problem worth listening to. Yo, what are you doing? Why do you sound so right?
Why so dark? What a noise!
Mrs. Rawson, try and think.
I can't think. My head's all numb.
Mrs. Ford had just only begun when you got to her. You came from a kitchen. Are you sure you didn't see your thing as you came along the hallway?
No, I don't think so. Just the radio blaring out so loud. They couldn't turn on so loud, and you couldn't hear anything else with that, would I?
That was clearly the mother's idea. Or mother's.
How could I hear anything else?
You might have done. If the mother left the hole that way, you might have come from the kitchen. You might have into the backstairs or sleep in the cupboard.
I think I heard a door creak and shut just as I came out of the kitchen.
Which door?
I don't know.
Mrs. Rawson, try and think. Upstairs, downstairs, cross outside, right?
I don't know, I tell you. I'm not even sure if I heard anything.
Can't you stop bullying her? Can't you see she's all in?
We're investigating murder, Miss Rawson. Up to now, nobody has taken this thing seriously. Mrs. Boyle didn't. She had me with information. You all had me. Now, she's dead. Unless we get to the bottom of this. And quickly, mind. There's going to be another death.
Another? It's nonsense. Why?
Because there are 3 little grandmas.
Death for each of them, but there will have to be some connection. I mean, another connection with the long farm business.
Yes, there have to be them.
But why another just here?
Because there are only 2 addresses in the lot that we find. Now, at 24 Calvert Street, there was only one possible victim. She's dead. But here, amongst the remainder, there is a wider field.
Nonsense. Surely it would be a most unlikely coincidence that there should be 2 people brought here by chance, both of them sharing the longish firm case.
Given certain circumstances, it would be that much of coincidence in Graham's case. Now, I want to get that quite clearly where everyone's name is Boyle's girl. I've already got Miss Rawson's statement. You were in the kitchen preparing vegetables. You came from the kitchen along the passage through the window into the hall and came in here. The lady was running, but the light was switched off. The hall was dark. You turned the light on, saw Mrs. Boyle, and screamed.
Yes, I screamed and screamed. And the last people came.
Yes, people came. A lot of people from different directions. All arrived more or less at once. Now then, when I got out of that window to trace the telephone wire, you, sir, went upstairs to the room you and Mrs. Rawson occupied to trace the extension telephone. Where were you when Mrs. Rawson screamed?
I was still up in bedroom. The extension telephone was dead too. I looked out of the window to see if I could any sign of the wires being cut there, but I couldn't. Just after I closed the window again, I heard Molly scream and I rushed down.
The whole same action took you a long time, didn't it, Mr. Rawson?
I don't think so.
I should say you definitely took your time over them.
I was thinking about something.
Very well. Now then, Mr. N, I have a kind of where you are.
I've been in the kitchen, seeing if there was anything I could do to help Mrs. Ralston. I had her cooking. After that, I went upstairs to my bedroom.
Why?
It's quite a natural thing to go to one's bedroom, don't you think? I mean, one does want to be alone sometimes.
You wanted to be alone. So, did you went to your bedroom?
And I wanted to brush my hair, tidy up,
Why didn't you brush your hair?
Anyway, that's where I was.
And you came down.
Yes.
You heard Mr. Rosen scream and you came down.
Yes.
Curious that you and Mrs. Rosen didn't meet on the stairs.
I came down by the back stairs. They're nearer to my room.
I see. Did you go to your room by the back stairs? Or you came through here?
I went by the back stairs too.
Mr. Pravcini?
I have told you I would play the piano in the drawing room. Through there, Inspector.
I'm not an inspector, just a sergeant, Mr. Pravcini. Did anyone hear you playing the piano?
I did not expect so. I was playing very, very softly with one finger, so...
Plays very blind mice.
Is that so?
Yes, it's a very catchy little tune. It is, how shall I say, a haunting little tune. Don't you agree?
I think it's horrible.
And yet, it runs in people's head. Someone was whistling it too.
Whistling it? Where?
I'm not sure. Perhaps in the front hall, perhaps on the stairs, perhaps even upstairs in the bedroom.
Did anyone hear Mr. Pratt? Did anyone hear the first listening to your mice? I'm making this up, Mr. Pravcini.
No, no, Inspector. I beg your pardon, Sergeant. I will not do a thing like that.
Well, go on. You playing the piano.
With my finger, so, and then I hear the radio playing very loud. Someone was shouting on it. It offended my ears. And after that, suddenly, I hear Mrs. Rosen scream.
Mr. Rosen upstairs. Mr. Ern upstairs. Mr. Pravcini in the drawing room. Miss Casewell.
I was writing letters in the library.
Could you hear what was going on here?
No, I didn't hear anything until Mr. Ralston screamed.
And what did you do then?
I came in here.
It was.
I think so.
You say you were writing letters when you heard Mr. Rosen scream.
Yes.
And got from the writing table hurriedly again here. And yet, there doesn't seem to be any unfinished letter on the writing table in the library.
I brought it with me.
Dearest Jessie, a friend of yours or relation?
It's none of your damn business.
Perhaps not. You know, if I were to hear someone screaming for your mother, I don't believe I would take the time to take my unfinished letter, fold it, and put it in my handbag before going to see what was the matter.
You wouldn't? How interesting.
Now, Major Maker, what about you? You say you were in the cellar. Why?
Looking around, just looking around. I looked into that cupboard place under the stairs near the kitchen. Little junk on sports table, and I noticed there was another door inside it, and I opened it and saw a flight of steps. I was curious and I went on down. And I fell into it.
Not glad you like the...
Not at all. Crypt of an old monastery, I should say. Probably why this place is called Mousetrap.
We're not engaged in the antiquarian research, Major Maker. We're investigating a murder. Mrs. Ralston has told us that she had a door shut with a faint creak. That door was shut with a creak. It could be, you know, that after came Mrs. Boyle, the murderer had Mrs. Ralston come into the kitchen and sleep in the cupboard, putting the door after him.
A lot of things could be.
There will be fingerprints on this upper cover.
Mine are there, right? But most criminals are careful to wear gloves, aren't they?
It's usual, but all criminals slip up sooner or later.
I wonder, Sergeant, if that's really true.
Look here! I won't wasting time. There's only one
Please,
person.
Mr. Ralston, I'm in charge of this investigation.
Very well, but
Mr. Ralston. Thank you. We've got to establish opportunity, you know, as well as motive. Now let me tell you this. You all had opportunity. Yes. There are two staircases. Anyone could go up by one and come down by the other. Anyone could go down to the stairs by the door near the kitchen and come out by the front step that leads to the trap to the foot of the stage over there. The viral part was that every one of you was alone at the time the murder committed.
look here, Sergeant. You speak as though we are all under suspicion. That's absurd.
In the murder case, everyone is under suspicion.
But you know pretty well who killed that woman in Carver Street. It's eldest of 3 children of the farm, a mentally abnormal young man who is now 23 years of age. Well, damn it all, there's only one person here, and it's the Bill.
It's not true. It's not true. You're all against me. Everyone's always been against me. You got to frame me for murder. It's persecution. That's what it is. Persecution.
Steady, lad, steady. It's alright, Chris. Nobody's against you. Tell him it's alright.
We don't frame
Tell him we're not going to arrest
I'm
him.
not arresting anyone. To do that, I got to have some evidence. I haven't got any evidence yet.
I think you're crazy, Molly. And you too. He's the only one who fits the bill, and if only as a safety measure, he will be put under arrest. It's only fair to the rest of us.
Just wait. Sir Trotter, can I speak to you alone?
Certainly, Mrs. Rawson. Wait, the rest of you going to the dining room, please?
I'm staying.
No, Jones, you too, please.
I'm staying. I don't know what's going on with you, Molly.
Please.
Yes. What is it you want to say to me?
Sir Trotter, you think that this murderer is the eldest of the youngest of the 3 children, but you don't really know that, do you?
We actually don't know a thing. All we've got so far is that the woman who joined with her husband in trading and stabbing those children has been killed. And that the woman magistrate who was responsible for sending those children to Long Beach Farm has been killed. And that the telephone wire that links me with police headquarters has been cut.
I don't even know that. It may just be the snow.
No, Mr. Rawson. The line was deliberately cut. It was cut just outside by the front door. I found the place.
I see.
Sit down, Mr. Rawson.
But all the same, you don't know.
I'm going by probability, you know. That all points one way. Mental instability, childish mentality, desertion from the army, and psychologist report.
I know, and it all seems to point to Christopher. But I can't believe it is. There must be other possibilities.
Such as?
Well, didn't the children have any relations at all?
The mother was drunk. She died soon after those children were taken away from her.
What about the father?
He was an army sergeant, serving abroad. If he's alive, he's probably discharged from the army by now.
So you don't know where he's now?
We have no information. To trace him may take some time. But I can assure you, Mrs. Rawson, that the police take every eventuality into account.
But you don't know where he is now at this minute. And if the child is mentally unstable, the father may be unstable too.
It's a possibility.
But it's possible.
Well, it's quite possible.
Even if this father has gone to prison and suffered the jabs, if the child had, the wife had died going through it, and the child had gone through terrible experiences and when died through it, he might go off and might want to just a sort of revenge.
That's only some.
But it's possible
Yeah, it's possible.
that then the murderer may be middle-aged or even old. Major Metcalf, he did drop the poker. He seemed really upset when it said the police had rung up. He really was.
Major Matt.
Middle-aged, a soldier. I know he seems very nice, but it might show, might it?
No, I think that is right.
So it's not only Christopher who might be the suspects.
Any suggestions?
Well, Parvicini did drop the poker when I said the police had rung up.
It's a Pravicini.
I know he is pretty old and foreign and everything, but he does seem, he skips about, he's quite young and I know he sounds more dramatic, but he may be disguised.
You're a very actress, aren't you? That you should be young Mr. Red.
He seems so helpless, so unhappy.
Mr. Rawson, let me tell you something. I've had all possibilities in mind ever since the beginning. The boy Georgie, the father, and someone else. There was a sister in the longest farm.
The sister?
Yes. It could have been the woman who gave all this studying. The muffler pulled out, and the man felt that whole well done. And the killer spoke in a whisper. You know, it's the voice that gives the sex away. Yes. She was a bit older for the part. Oh yes, Mr. Rawson, there is a very wide field. There's yourself, for instance.
Me?
Yes, you're about the right age.
But
No. What do you tell me about yourself? I've got no need to take in at this moment, remember? And now, there's a husband.
Charles?
He and Christopher are in the match of names. See, her husband looks older than he is, and Miss Christopher looks younger. Actually, it's very hard to tell.
But
How much do you know about your husband?
I don't know about Charles. Don't be silly.
You've been married, how long?
Just a year. But
You met him where?
at the dance party in London,
Did you meet his people?
he hasn't had any people. They're all dead.
They're all
Oh
dead.
no, but you make it sound all wrong. His father was a barrister and his mother died when he was a baby.
You're telling me what he told you. You don't know it of your own knowledge.
It's outrageous.
You'd be surprised, Mr. Rawson, just how many cases now like yours we get, especially since the war. The home's broken out. The family is dead. Fellow says he was in the Air Force or just finished his army training. There are any backgrounds nowadays, and young people settle down on affairs. They meet and marry. US families and relatives who used to make an inquiries before they consented to an engagement, that's all done away with. Girl just marries her man. Sometimes she doesn't find out for a year or two that he's an absconding bankrupt or army deserter or something equally undesirable. How long has you known Giles Rawson when you married him?
Just 3 weeks. But
And you don't know anything about him.
that's not true. I know everything about him. He's Giles. And it's totally absurd to suggest that he's the murderer. He didn't even up to go to London yesterday.
Where was he here?
He went out to the countryside to go to the chicken knitting.
Brought it back with him.
Oh no, he wasn't the right kind.
Only 30 miles from London. Oh, you got an ABC. Only 1 hour by train. A little longer by car. Just to meet Mr. Rawson. Is your husband coat?
Yes.
Evening news. Yesterday. Sold on the street about 3:30 yesterday afternoon.
I don't believe it.
Don't you? Don't you?
Molly,
Oh, it's not me.
where is he? Where is he gone?
Who?
The sergeant.
Oh, he went out that way.
If only I could get away. Somehow, somewhere. Is there any you could hide in the house?
Hide?
Yes, from him.
But why?
The howling, they're also preparing against me. They're going to say committed this murder. Especially your
Oh,
husband.
never mind him. Listen, Chris. You can't go on running away from things all your life.
Why do you say that?
It's quite true, isn't it?
Oh yes, it's quite true.
You have to grow up some time, Chris.
I wish I hadn't.
Your name. It really isn't Christopher, is it?
No,
You're not trained to be an architect.
no.
Then why did
Call
you?
myself Christopher Wren? It just amused me. Then they used to laugh at me at school and call me little Christopher Robin. Robin Rand Association of Ideas was held being at school.
It's a real name.
We needed to go into that. I ran away while I was doing my army service. It was also beastly. I hated it. Yes, I'm just like that no murder. I told you, I was the one who specification did it. See, my mother.
Yes, your mother?
Everything you realize, she hadn't died. She would have taken care of me. I looked after
You
you.
can't be looked after all your life. Things happen to you. You got to bear them. You can't go, you have to go just as usual.
One can do
Yes,
that.
one can.
You mean you have?
Yes.
What was it? Something very bad?
Something I've never forgotten.
Was it to do with Giles?
Yeah, it was long before I met Giles.
You must have been very young, but also a child.
That's why it's so awful. It's horrible. I tried to put it out of my mind. I tried never to think about it.
So, you're running away too? Running away from things instead of passing them?
Perhaps. In a way, I am. Considering that we've never known each other until yesterday, we seem to know each other very well.
Yes, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of sympathy between us.
Anyway, you think I ought to stick it out?
Frankly, yes, what else can you do?
I might be so Sergeant's skills I can score well.
Really stupid. It's almost like admitting you're guilty.
But Sergeant Trouble thinks I'm guilty.
He doesn't. Or at least. I don't know what he thinks. I hate him!
Who?
The sergeant! He makes you think things about people, things that can't be true, things that can't possibly be true.
What is all this?
I don't believe it, I don't believe it!
What won't you believe? Come on, out with it.
See this?
Yes?
What is it? Yesterday's evening paper, a London paper. Just didn't go to London yesterday.
Well, he was here
Or
already.
he wasn't. He went into the countryside to look for the check in that thing.
Well, that's alright. Maybe he did work in London after all.
But why did he pretend he didn't? Why did he pretend that he would be driving around the countryside?
Perhaps with the news of this
Like he
murder.
didn't know about the murder. Did he? Did he?
Normally. Sure you don't think. The sergeant doesn't think.
I don't know what the sergeant thinks. He makes you think things about people. You start questions and you begin to doubt. You start to think that somebody you may not really well might be a complete stranger. Perhaps you might not know everybody. Perhaps everybody is a stranger.
That's alright. You cry?
I seem to be dropping something.
Yeah. We were just talking. I must go down to the kitchen. There's the pasta and the potatoes, and I must do the spinach and.
I'll come and give
What
you.
do you want?
Giles.
Inhabitants aren't very good things at present. You keep her in the kitchen and keep away from my wife.
But really, look
You
here.
keep away from my wife and she's not going to be the next victim.
So that's what you think about me.
I've already said so, haven't I? You're the killer in this house.
Oh.
Mr. Smith the bill.
I'm not about to fit the bill.
I don't see who else.
How blind are you? Or do you just pretend to be blind?
I'm telling you, I'm worrying about my wife's safety.
So am I. I'm not leaving you alone with her.
The hell are
Please
you?
go, Chris.
I'm not going.
Please go, Chris, please. I mean it.
I shall be far away.
What is all this? Molly, you crazy. Perfectly prepared to shut yourself up with that homicidal
He
maniac.
isn't.
You've only got to look at him to see his barn.
He isn't. He's not dangerous, I'm Giles. And anyway, I can't look after myself.
That's what Mrs. Boyle said.
Giles, don't.
Look here. What's there between you and that wretched boy?
What do you mean by between us? I'm just sorry for him, that's all.
Perhaps you met him before. Perhaps you suggested him come here and that you're both pretending for the first time. All cooked up between you, wasn't it?
Charles, have you gone out of your mind? How dare you suggest things like that?
Rather odd, isn't it? You should come instead of an out-of-the-way place of this.
No, other than that Miss Castle and Major Mecca and Mrs. Boyle should.
I read once in the paper that these homicidal cases were able to shoot women. Looks as though it would shoot. Where's your first knock? How long is this going on?
You've been absolutely ridiculous. I haven't said I saw Christopher and his killer out here yesterday.
That's what to say. Perhaps you want to be running up to London to meet him.
You know perfectly well that I haven't had to be in London for weeks.
You haven't been up to London for weeks. Is that so?
What do you mean by that? It's quite true.
Is it? Then what's this? This is one of the gloves you were wearing yesterday. You dropped it. I found it when I'm talking to Sergeant Trotter. You see what's inside it? A London bus ticket.
That's...
So it seems you didn't only go to the village yesterday, you went to London as well. Whilst I was safely around the countryside.
I'm still safely around the countryside.
Come on now, admit it, you went to London.
Alright. I went to London, but so did you.
Oh, what?
So did you. You brought back an evening paper.
Oh, where did you get hold of
Was in
that?
your overall pocket.
Anyone could have put it in
Did
there.
they? No, you were in London.
Alright, I went to London. I didn't go to meet Orman there.
You didn't? Are you sure you didn't?
What do you mean?
Don't come near me.
What's the
Don't
matter?
touch me.
Did you go to London to meet Christie?
I'm full of course I didn't.
But then why did you go?
I shan't tell you that. Perhaps I forgot why I went.
What's come over you, Molly? You're different all of a sudden. I feel though I don't know you anymore.
Perhaps you never did know me. We've been married how long? A year. But you never did know me. What I done was suffer before you knew me.
Molly, you're crazy.
Alright, then I'm crazy. Well, no, it's fun to be crazy.
What the hell are you?
Now, I do hope you young people are not both saying a little more than you mean. One is so acting these lovers quarrels.
Lovers quarrels. That's good.
Myself, I know how you feel. I've been through all this myself when I was a younger man. Jeunesse, as the poet says. Not be married long, imagine.
It's none of your business, Mr. Papchini.
No business at all. But I just came to say that the sergeant cannot find his keys, I'm afraid. He's very annoyed.
Christopher.
What's that?
He wants to know if you have, by any chance, moved Mr. Ross.
No, of course not.
Mr. Austin, Mr. Austin. I fear you must be from a couple near the kitchen door.
Certainly not.
Somebody's taking.
What made you happen to look for him?
Snow is still alive. I need help here. Reinforcement. I was gonna ski over to the police station and I can help them to report back on the station.
And now you can't. Dear, someday seeing to it that you're suddenly shammed to them. But there could be another reason. Isn't there?
Yes, what?
Somebody who wants to get away.
What do you mean when you said Christopher just now?
So our young artist has he? Very interesting.
This is Mr. Austin.
Oh, you haven't gone after all.
Did you take my skis, Mr. Ryan?
Your ski sergeant? No, why should I?
Mrs. Rosson's thinking.
Mr. Red is very fond of skiing. He might have taken them to get a little exercise.
Exercise?
Now listen, you people. This is a serious matter. Someone has hidden my only chance of communication with the outside world. I want everyone here, at once.
I think Miss Kesel has gone upstairs.
I'll get her.
And I left Major Metcalf in the dining room. Major Metcalf! He's not there now.
I will try and find you.
Whoa, wanted me?
It's a question of a skis.
Ski.
Mr. Austin!
Did either of you remove my skis from the cupboard in the kitchen door?
Good lord, no. Why should I? Then I didn't touch it.
Never, Chris. They are gone. Which way did you go to your room?
Right upstairs.
So you passed the cupboard door.
If you say so, I have no idea where your skis are.
You are actually in that cupboard today.
Yes, I was.
At the time Mrs. was killed.
At the time Mrs. Boyle was killed.
I want them to sell it.
What skill happened when you passed through?
I have no least idea.
Didn't you see them there?
Can't remember.
You must remember those skis were there then.
Don't be shouting at me, young fellow. I wasn't thinking about any damn skis. I was interested in the cellars. Architecture of this place is very interesting. I opened the other door and I went on down. So I can't tell you whether the skis were there or not.
You realize that you yourself had an excellent opportunity.
Yes, I grant you that. If I wanted to, that is.
The question is, where are they now?
Ought to be able to find them if we are said to. Not a case of hunt the thimble, what can great things skis, supposing we are said to.
Not quite so tough measurement car. But maybe, you know, what we are meant to do.
I don't get you.
I mean the person that I've got to put myself in the face of a crazy cunning brain. I've got to ask myself what he wants us to do, or what he himself is planning to do next. I've got to try and keep just one step ahead of him, because if I don't, there's going to be another death.
You still didn't build that?
Yes, Miss Gilford, I do. 3 brown mice, 2 mice cancelled out. The third one is still to be dealt with. There are 6 of you listening to me. One of you is a killer. One of you is a killer. I don't know it yet, but I shall. And another of you is a killer's prospective victim. That's the person I'm talking to. Mrs. Boyle, help me. She's dead. You, whoever you are, holding out of me. Well, don't. Because you're in danger. Nobody who's killed twice is going to hesitate to kill a third time. And as it is, I don't know it yet. Come on now. Anybody who's here who has something, however slight, to reproach themselves for in the Bible business and longish fun, had better come up with it. Alright, you won't. I'll get the killer. I have no doubt of that. But it may be today for one of you. And let me tell you another thing. The killer's enjoying it. Yes, he's enjoying it himself a great deal. Right. You can go.
Talking of chicken, dear lady, have you ever tried chicken's liver served on the toast that has been thickly smeared with butter? With a very thin rasher of bacon, just touched with a spoon of fresh mustard, I'll come through the kitchen and we'll see what we can concoct together. A charming occupation.
I'm helping my wife, Albertini.
Your husband is afraid for you. Quite natural under circumstances. He doesn't fancy your being along with me. It's my sadistic tendencies he fears, not my dishonorable ones. Alas, what an inconvenience the husband always is. Madame,
Sure, just don't think.
he's very wise. Take no chances. Can I prove to you, or to him, to our dog sergeant, that I'm not homicidal maniac? So difficult to prove a negative. And suppose that instead, I'm a really...
Don't.
But such a gay gem, don't you think? She cut up the tails with her carving knife. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Delicious! Just what a child adore. Cruel little things, children. Some of them never grew up.
Stop writing my response. And Sylvia, I saw her face. It's also all purple. I tried to put it out of my mind. I tried to forget.
I know, it's difficult to forget things, isn't it? And you're not really the forgetting kind.
Let's go up to the kitchen. There's the pies and potatoes in pieces. Please, Jones.
What did you say to the lady to upset her, sir?
Me, Sergeant? Oh, just a little innocent fun. I've always been fond of little shy.
There's nice fun. There's a fun that's not so nice.
Now, I do wonder what you mean by that, Sergeant.
I was doing a little wondering about you, sir.
Indeed.
I was wondering about the call views. Why did that happen to overturn the slaughter so convenient?
Inconvenient, don't you, Sergeant?
That's rather depends on where you're looking at it. Just by the way, Mr. Crafty, where did you find for when you had this accident?
I was on my way to see a friend.
In this neighborhood?
Not so very far from here.
What was the name and address of this friend?
Not really, Sergeant Trotter. Does that matter now? I mean, it has nothing to do with this predicament, has it?
We always like the fullest information. What did you say your friend's name was?
I didn't say.
No, you didn't say. And it seems you're not going to say. That's very interesting.
But there might be so many reasons. In the more discretion, these jealous husbands.
Rather old to be running around with the lady at your time arrived, aren't you?
I'm not perhaps quite so old as
That's
other.
just what I've been thinking, sir.
What?
You may not as old as you try to look. There are so many people who try to look younger than they are. What if someone goes to try to look older? That makes one ask oneself.
Having asked questions of so many people, you ask questions of yourself as well. Isn't that overdoing things?
I can get answers from myself. I don't get any from you.
Well, we'll try again. That is, if you have any more questions to ask.
One or two. Where did you come from last night?
That is simple. From London.
What address in London?
I always stay at the Ritz Hotel.
Very nice too, I'm sure. What is your permanent address?
I dislike permanency.
What is your business or profession?
I play the markets.
Stockbroker.
No, you misunderstand me.
Enjoying this little game, aren't you? Sure, gonna stay as good, but I shouldn't be too sure. You're mixed up in the murder case, and don't you forget it. Murder isn't just fun and games.
Not even this murder. Oh dear me, you're very serious, Sergeant Trotter. I always think the policeman has no sense of humor. Is the impression over for the moment?
For the moment, yes.
Thank you so much. I shall go and look for his keys in the drawing room, just in case someone has hidden it in the grand piano.
That's on me, please.
Were you speaking to me?
Yes. Perhaps you come and sit down.
Well, what do you want?
You may have asked some of the questions that I was asking Mr. Crabtree.
I heard them.
I want some information from you.
What do you want to know?
Full name, please.
Leslie Margaret Catherine Casewell.
Catherine.
I spell it with a K.
Myself. Address?
Villa Mariposa, I'm your majority.
That's in Italy.
It's an island. Spanish island.
I see. Your address in England?
Cape Morgan's Bank, London Street.
Not the English address?
No.
How long have you been in England?
A week.
And you have been staying since your arrival.
At the Letbury Hotel, Knightsbridge.
What brought you to Mousetrap Manor? This case one.
I wanted somewhere quiet in the country.
How long did you propose to be here?
Until I finished what I came here to do.
What was that? What was that?
Eh?
What was it you came here to do?
I beg your pardon, I was thinking of something else.
You haven't answered my question.
I didn't see, why should? It's a matter that concerns me alone, a strictly private affair.
Oh, the same is case.
No, I didn't see we'll argue about it.
Would you mind telling your age?
Not in the least. It's on my passport. I'm 24.
24.
You're thinking I'm a quarter, but it's quite true.
Is there anyone in this country who can vouch for you?
My bank can reassure you as to my financial position. I can also refer you to a solicitor, a very discreet man. I'm not in the position to offer you a social reference. I have most of my life abroad.
In Majorca.
In Majorca and other places.
Why are you born abroad?
No. I left England when I was 13.
You know this case. I can't quite make you out.
Does it matter?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
It seems to worry you.
It does worry me. You left England when you were 13.
12, 13, thereabouts.
What's your name, case holder?
It's my name now.
What was the name? Come on, tell me.
What are you trying to prove?
I want to know what your name is when you left England.
It's a long time ago. I've forgotten.
There are things one doesn't forget. Possibly. Happiness, despair.
I dare say.
What's your real name?
I told you. Leslie Margaret Catherine Casewell.
What the hell are you doing here?
Honest to God, I've never come here.
I always thought the police want to allow you people third degree.
I am near interrogating Miss Casewell.
You seem to have upset her. What did he do?
No. It's nothing. It's just all this murder. It's horrible. It came over me suddenly. I go up to my room.
It's impossible. I can't believe.
What can't you believe? Sex impossible things before breakfast like a red queen?
Well, yes, it's not like that.
Dear me, you look as though you've seen a ghost.
I have seen something I ought to have seen before. That's that, I think. But now, I may say, we may be able to get somewhere.
The police have a clue.
Yes, Mr. Ray. At last, police have a clue. I want every assembled here again. You know where they are?
Giles and Molly are in the kitchen, seeing if, and I have been helping Major Metcalf to look for his keys. We've looked in the most entertaining places, but altogether, I don't know where Pravicini is.
I'll get him. You get the others. Mr. Pravicini. Mr. Pravicini. Pravicini.
Yes, Sergeant. What can I do for you? The local president is not skis and doesn't know where to find him. Lead him along, and there come Pond, dragging the murderer behind them.
What is all this?
Sit down, Major. It's Rawson.
Sit down now. It's very inconvenient.
There are more important things than meal. Mrs. Boyle, for instance, don't want another meal.
That is a very tactless way of putting things, Sergeant.
I'm sorry, but I need cooperation, and I intended to get it. Mr. Rawson, will you go and ask Miss Casewell to come down again? She's up in her bedroom. She'll have to be only for a few minutes.
Excuse me, how, Sergeant?
No, but I may say, I have a very serious suspicion of your victim, and why do you think? I don't think at this moment.
Please don't. I always think the explanations should be kept to the very end. That exciting last chapter, you know.
This isn't the game, sir.
Oh, isn't it? Now there, I think you're wrong. I think it is a game to somebody.
So you think the murderer is enjoying himself? Maybe.
What is happening?
Sit down, Miss Casewell. Will you all pay attention, please? You may remember that after the murder of Mrs. Boyle, I took statements from you all. Those statements were related to your position at the time the murder was committed. These statements were as follows. Mrs. Ross in the kitchen. Mr. Pravicini playing the piano in the drawing room. Mr. Rawson in his bedroom. Mr. Randy, though. Miss Casewell in the library, and Major Metcalf in the cellar.
Correct.
Those were the statements he made. I had no means of checking these statements. They may be true, they may not. To make it quite clearly, 5 of them are true, but 1 of them is false. Which one? 5 of you are telling me the truth, but 1 was a liar. I have a plan that helped me to discover the liar. And if I discover the liar, and I know who the murderer is.
Some may have run for other reasons.
I like that.
What's the idea? You just said you had no means of checking these statements.
No, but supposing all people was to go through these actions a second time.
Oh, dull old chestnut. Reconstruction of the crime.
That's a foreign idea.
Not a reconstruction of crime, Mr. Crabtree. A reconstruction of the movements of apparently innocent persons.
And what do you expect to learn from that?
You must forgive me, I don't make it clear at this moment.
You want a repeat performance?
Yes, Mr. Rosen, I do.
It's a trap.
What do you mean it's a trap?
It's a trap. I know it is.
I just want people to do exactly what they did before.
But I don't see it. I simply can't see what you can possibly hope to find out by just making people think they did before. I think it's just nonsense.
Do you, Mr.
Well, you got me out. I'm in the kitchen.
I can't count anybody out. One might almost believe that you're also guilty by looks of you. Why are you all so unwilling?
Of course, what do you say, boss sergeant? We all cooperate. Molly?
Very well.
Ran? Miss Casewell?
Yes.
Carpicini?
Oh, yes, and consent.
Laptop?
Yes.
Are we all to do exactly what we did before?
Same actions will be performed, yes.
Then I'll return to the piano in the drawing room. Once again, I'll pick up with my finger the signature of a murder. Dun, dun, dun.
Not quite so fast, Mr. Crabtree. Mr. Rawson, do you play the piano?
Yes, I do.
And you know tune of 3 by mice?
You'll be on with it.
Then you can pick that on the piano in the drawing room with 1 finger, just as Mr. Crabtree did. Good. Please go into the drawing room, sit at the piano, and be ready to play when I give the signal.
But, Sergeant, I understood that we will each repeat our former roles.
The same actions will be performed, but not necessarily by the same people. Thank you, Mr. Rawson.
I don't see the point.
There is a point. It is a means of checking these statements, and particularly 1 statement. Now, will you all pay attention, please? I will assign each of you your new stations. Then, Miss Wren, will you go to the kitchen? Just keep an eye on Mrs. Rawson's dinner for her. You're very fond of cooking, I believe. Mr. Crabtree, will you go to Mr. Wren's room? By the back seat is the most convenient way. Miss Matka, will you go to Mr. Rosen's room and examine the telephone there? Miss Casewell, would you mind going down the stairs? Mr. Wren will show you the way. Fortunately, I need someone to reproduce my own actions. I'm sorry to ask you of you about Mr. Rosen. Will you go out of that window to trace the telephone wire? Not a silly job, but you probably
What are you going to do?
I'm enacting the part of Mrs. Boyd.
Risk, aren't you?
We will all stay there and remain there until you hear me call.
Polo games.
No objection to my wearing a coat.
I should have added, sir. Shake my poster. It's behind the curtain. Rawson, count 20 and begin to play. Mrs. Rawson. Mrs. Rawson.
Yes, what is it? You look very pleased with yourself. Have you got what you wanted?
Yes, I've got exactly what I wanted.
You know who the murderer is?
Yes, I do.
Who? Which one?
You ought to know, Mrs. Rawson.
What?
Yes. You've been extraordinarily foolish, you know. You've earned a very good chance of being killed by holding out of me. As a result, you were in serious danger more than once.
I don't know what you mean.
Come now. We policemen aren't quite so dumb as you think. All along, I realized that you had a vast knowledge of this long-term affair. You knew Mrs. Boyle was a magistrate concern. In fact, you knew all about it. Why don't you speak up and say it?
I don't understand. I wanted to forget.
Your name is... your maiden name is Where?
Yes.
Miss Vernon. You taught school.
Yes.
In the school where those children went. Is it true that Jimmy, the boy who died, managed to get a little positive? The letter begged for help from his kind young teacher. But you never answered that letter.
I couldn't. I never got it.
It just didn't bother.
That's not true. I was ill. I was down with the pneumonia that very day. And the letter was put aside with others. It was weeks afterwards that I found with all the other ones. And by then, the poor child was dead. Dead. Gradually losing hope. If only I had known. If only I hadn't been ill. Oh, it's monstrous that these things should happen.
Yes, it's monstrous.
I thought the police didn't carry revolvers.
The police though. I'm not policeman, Mrs. Rose. You saw this person because I rang up from a call and I was speaking from Sergeant Schroeder. Sergeant was on his way. I had to turn away before I came to the front door. You know who I am, Mrs. Rawson. I'm Georgie. I'm Jimmy's brother, Georgie. You better ask me, Mrs. Rawson, because if you do, I shall buy this revolver. I want to talk a little. I said, I want to talk a little. Jimmy died. Jimmy died! The nasty cruel woman killed him! They put her in prison. Prison wasn't bad enough for her! So, I said I did her one day. And I did this. In the morning. It was great fun. I hope Jimmy knows. I'll give them more when they're grown up. That's what I said to myself. Because grown-ups can do anything there. Anything. I'm going to kill you in a minute.
You shouldn't. You're not gonna get safely away either.
Someone's hidden my skis. I can't find them. But it doesn't matter. I don't really care if I get out or not. I'm tired. It's all been such fun watching you all pretending to be a policeman. I never make a lot of noise. Much better today in the usual way. Thank you by the next. So it's last three of us in the truck.
Georgie! You know me, don't you? Don't you remember the farm, Georgie? The animals, that old pig, and the day the bull chased us across the field.
Dogs?
Yes, Spawn playing.
Kathy?
Yes, Kathy. Do you remember me now, don't you?
Kathy, it's you. What are you doing here?
I came to England to find you. I didn't recognize you until you twirled your hair the way you always used to. Yes, you always did it, Georgie. Come with me. You're coming with me.
Where are we going?
It's alright, Georgie. I'm taking you somewhere where they will look after you and see that you won't do any more harm.
Ralston! Molly! Oh, Molly! Oh, you're alright! Oh, darling.
Yes.
Trotter! What was Trotter?
He's mad. Quite mad.
Yes, but you!
I told him to school. It wasn't my fault, but he thought I could have saved the child.
Oh, you should have told me!
I wanted to forget.
Everything's under control. He'll be unconscious soon with the sedative. His sister's looking after him. Poor fellow's as mad as hell, of course. I've had my suspicions of him all along.
Did you? Did you believe he was a policeman?
Yes, I knew he wasn't a policeman, you see, Mrs. Ralston. I'm a policeman.
You?
As soon as we got hold of the notebook, with Monkswell Manor written in it, we saw it was vital to have someone on the spot. When it was put to him, Major Mertkov agreed to let me take his place. I couldn't understand it when Trotter turned up.
And Casey was his sister?
Yes, it seems she recognized him just before the last business. Didn't know what to do, but fortunately came to me about it just in time. Well, it started to thaw. Help should be here pretty soon. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Ralston, I'll remove those keys. I keep them on top of the poster.
I thought it was Parvincini.
I gathered the examiner comments very carefully. I shouldn't be surprised if they found 1,000 or so sweets watching the spare wheel.
Yes, that's his line of business. A nasty little bit of goods.
Oh, Molly, I believe I was
Just what were you up in London for?
Oh, darling, I was buying an anniversary present. We've been just here today.
Well, that's what I went to London for.
Oh, no.
It's cigars. I hope you like them.
Oh, how sweet of you. They're splendid.
You smoked them?
I will smoke them.
It's my presents.
Oh. I forgot all about your presents.
It is a hat.
Hat?
But I practically never wear one. Just for best. Oh, how lovely, darling.
Put it on.
Later, just put my hair's done properly.
It's good, isn't it? The woman in the shop said it's lasting in the house.
Mrs. Ralston, there's a terrible smell burning coming from the kitchen.
Oh, my pie!
On page 9.
この後はとりあえずやってきて、閉じにして、その後に字幕が変わったら、字幕と音響と照明に拍手して、で、まあ、なんか説明する
石田が姉貴だっていうのは分かってて、石田が犯人だと思ってた。
お前さ、俺、ノーミーンドって
お前がやってきたからね。
俺、あれはいいよ。なんでノーどこに6回言いました。
お前の手から言う
やめよ、あれ。お前があれだったら。そんなのいいじゃないよ。
今から全体の集合写真撮るから着替えないで見て。で、あとマッツンとか漁師は着替えて今。
え、だから着替えられない。
じゃあそれか、だからちょっとそれっぽいでもいいよ。衣装でもいいし、衣装じゃなくてもいいし。絶対石田だと思ってた。絶対石田だと思ってた。絶対石田怪しかった。結構怪しい。そう。てかなんか暗い過去があるのってきて、ああじゃあだから家の子かと思ってのお姉ちゃんかと思って。すげえな。すげえ。
結構見てた。
俺ら一読目の台本の時何も分かんない。
台本全然読んでないのに、ちょっとだけ見て、そういえばこれ犯人誰なのとか、どういうことだよ。
まさか東田説。
ああ、わからない。
吉田君ちょっと頑張りすぎじゃないですか。早く警察だって言わないで。
あいつそうなんだ。
最後僕は分かってたよじゃねえ。
本当それな。
東のさ、リボルバー結構やらないといけない。
いや、それはなんかさ、最後にさ、
最後のポスターじゃあもうやめだと。あれはやばいと。
最初これ出してあげるみたいな感じで言うと。
これめっちゃ。見ろよ。最初から見ろよ。これ今。
大勢が成功してたよ。大勢が成功してたやつの。サマロライブは。なんか西川から
始まってみて気づいた。
あそこだけだけ。ここの3人でも男もないなと思って、じゃあ僕だったら一番目みたいなのをするから、警察じゃないです。
忘れたわけ。存在忘れて全部飲みながら。
一応レイチェルのひどかった。
ごめん。どこら
全体やばかったもん。
寝坊だもんな。
まあ正直他としてはクスとかの音が聞こえたらいいとしても知るとこは結構
あれどこでラジオ聞いたか分かんない。
全部書いたやつを共有するから。
字幕は絶対違う。
そう字幕ちょっとなんか
ちょっと待ってちょっと待って。
それは俺のだ。
ありがとう。